And just by luck, I saw um, the announcement of what Julia was wanting us to cover, and I'd already prepared something yesterday on index cards, and it was just coincidence that it really fit in. Actually, I mean, really fit in. 3 weeks ago, I'd read an article in Lion's Roar by Pima Chodron, and she wrote about 3 ways to transform emotions. And she was mainly talking about a thing called kleshas. I hope I have that right. I'm always hoping I have that right. And those are pain creating emotions. Kleshas, a Sanskrit word. And there's 3 main varieties of kleshas. There's craving, which those of us who are in recovery all understand craving very, very well. I've described craving, especially for like binge foods, is having to go to the bathroom and then telling myself not to go to the bathroom kind of feeling. It has that kind of intensity and urgency, and sitting with it, it can be pretty tough. And aggression, and I've experienced that, and that brought me to practice Buddhism because I used to be very aggressive and I didn't like that. It didn't match the worldview of what I wanted to be. And ignorance. And I'm trying to wrap my head around ignorance as an emotion, but it is one of the 3 kleshas. And Pema Chodron actually uses the words noise. She says we get stories and we get wrapped up in a story, and we do those things. Just get wrapped up in a story about our life. Some of my favorite is, this always happens. Sometimes it's as simple as, this person's going to try to cut in front of me. And sometimes they don't. I just think they're going to, and sometimes they do. And sometimes I try to block them because I'm not always skillful. And sometimes I let them in. It's all practice. It's all practice. When Pema Chodron talks about what we can do with this, she does emphasize we experience them. That doesn't mean I behave unskillfully, but I do experience the emotion. No, that's fine. We are bad to the bone. We had a cell phone go off in there. It was playing "Bad to the Bone." That beginning, do 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 do. I gotta stop. Or I'll get up, start dancing. She emphasizes experiencing the emotion. I've always thought of this as, I need to feel what I feel, but I don't need to believe what I feel. So this person's wrong because they're going to do this, or this person's wrong because I'm right, or this person is, or I need to eat this or do this thing or I'm going to go crazy. Feeling them is important. There's a lesson with that, and I'll get to that later. But believing it, those are not true. If I don't succumb to the cravings will reduce over time. The more I succumb, the more they increase. If I do entertain being right all the time, the more right I will become over time, and the more caught up I will be in my own worldviews, which will just get me trapped in my stories. There'll be tons of noise. And she suggests when this happens that we drop into our body. Our body is the main vehicle for enlightenment in this planet. We experience everything through our senses and through our body. If we drop into our body, and that includes dropping into the emotion, then we are on the path of transforming that emotion into something unskillful, from something unskillful into something skillful. She says we need to bring attention to where we are right now, not in the future, not in the past, but this very real, very present moment. The physical sensations of our body and the emotional and thinking states of our mind to an embodied present. She says we need to be kind to ourselves, practice kindness. We can use these emotions as a path of awakening if we are kind to ourselves. And it's good to remember, and it's hard with all these stories I have going on, but whenever kleshas arise, they are co-emergent. They always arise with a wisdom, with the solution to what I'm feeling now. And it's not like the klesha is a problem. The klesha is a way to awakening, and if I respond to it with wisdom and skillfully, then it turns into a good experience. We transform it into something which makes us whole. Solutions will always arise with destructive thoughts and emotions if we take the time to drop into our body and bring attention to where we are right now, and if we are kind to ourselves. So yeah, I loved this article, and I wanted to share it a while ago, but I had all these other things I wanted to share, and so this came up, and I just found it to be amazing, and I really enjoyed it. If you ever get a chance, there's a few good Buddhist magazines out there. I like Lion's Roar. There's Tricycle, and there are others, and they're just all really good. So I'm going to try to lead us through a quick meditation, just so everyone can be in a good state to share about their recovery and about their practice and about what's their lives today. Sit in a comfortable but attentive posture, allowing your back to be straight, but not rigid or stiff. If you're lying down, just feel your body sink into the floor. Feel your head balanced on your shoulders. Allow your face and jaw to relax, with arms and hands resting in a comfortable position. Be attentive to what's happening within your own awareness, right here and right now, without judgment. As you sit, begin to notice the sensations of breath. If breath is something that is uncomfortable to you, I invite you, you can put your focus between your eyes and your forehead and just feel the energy that kind of collects there. It's really easy to feel. Pay attention for a moment to how your abdomen moves on each in-breath and out-breath. The movement of air through your nostrils, the slightest movement of your chest and shoulders. Find that spot in your body where the sensation of breathing is most vivid, whether it be your abdomen, your chest, or your shoulders, or the movement of air through your nostrils. See how fully aware you can be of your whole cycle of breathing, recognizing that each part of the cycle is different from the other part. You'll notice your attention shifting away from the breath from time to time. It's perfectly normal for thoughts to wander into fantasies, memories, worries, or things you need to do. When you notice your mind has wandered, try to meet it with a spirit of friendliness. You don't need to do anything about it. There is nothing to fix. Rather than forcing it, just try to allow yourself to become curious about what it's like to be breathing right now. And you'll find that the attention is naturally drawn back to the physical sensations of breath as it moves through your body. Stay alert, relaxed, and above all, compassionate as you maintain awareness of where the mind goes. Each time you notice the mind has been distracted or has wandered, gently shift your awareness back to the sensation of breath. Notice the tendency to want to control your breathing. Let the quality of attention be light and easy, one of simply observing and noticing. You don't need to control the duration, intensity, pace, or the pause between each breath. Just be present. Whenever you notice one of the Kleshas coming to you like a friend or a relative you would try to avoid, or something that a small disaster that happens in your house that brings you to the edge of your ability to cope. Whenever they come, invite yourself to have a moment like this, where we go into our body, we go into the present moment fully, and we embrace ourselves and our emotions with an all-encompassing kindness, and invite them as an instrument of growth and awakening. And if we don't, we can invite that as an instrument of growth and awakening. As this meditation comes to an end, recognize that you spent this time intentionally aware of your moment-to-moment experience, building the capacity for opening the senses to the vividness, to the change, to the aliveness of the present moment, expanding your skill to be curious about and open to whatever presents itself without judgment. Then, whenever you're ready, allow your eyes to open and gently bring your attention back to the space you're in right now. Namaste. Okay. And with dedication of merit. Refuge does not arise in a particular place, but in the space within the goodness of our hearts. When this space is imbued with wisdom, respect, and love, we call it Sangha. We hope that the pain of addiction, trauma, and feeling apart actually leads us back toward the heart, and that we might understand compassion, wisdom, and change ever more deeply. As we have learned from practice, great pain does not erase goodness, but in fact informs it. May we make the best use of our practice and whatever freedom arises from our efforts here today. May this be a cause and condition for less suffering and more safety in our world. Namaste.